visit with our friends from the Blank Park Zoo. Ann Schmidle here in studio with us to answer a very important question when it comes to animals, especially this time of year. Maybe you've seen a deer scurrying out in the empty cornfields when it's freezing outside, and you're wondering to yourself, how in the world do those animals stay warm? Or maybe you're going to the zoo, Jackie. Looking around, the animals are out there. How do they stay warm?
And the obvious answer might be, you know, some extra fur on their body. You know, that's why I got Jason a man bun, so he keeps the top of his head warm. But so you naturally think fur, extra hair, things like that. But you're here to let us know.
And you've returned from your yearly trip to the mountains to gather furs.
That's right.
Glad
my
to have
nice
your
props
pelts
and stuff over here.
But tell us exactly how are animals able to stay warm this time of year?
There's really cool adaptations that animals have, and of course the most obvious one is the fur. So I have this is a red panda fur, and one of the reasons I brought the red panda.
This is a red panda?
It's a red panda. And one of the reasons I brought him is because in the summertime, our red pandas are inside instead of outside. It's the opposite of what you would normally think. But red pandas are adapted for very cool temperatures.
Oh, there's his face.
And they need cool temperatures. So when the temperature gets too hot, they actually have a harder time because of their thick fur. You can feel that nice thick fur. So mountains of Asia was where they're adapted for, and they have that nice long tail that they can use for balance as well as warmth.
Are these the guys we see when we first walk in the zoo?
That is.
Okay.
Yep.
And these are all used for science purposes, folks, so don't call PETA and don't have a fit. These are used for special purposes.
This is for our education programs. When an animal passes away, which always happens, then we can reuse them for education.
That is really
They all died
neat.
in their sleep.
Yep. Red fox. Maybe you've seen a red fox around.
I saw them
very
perform
common.
years ago, but anyway, go
So
ahead.
these are nice and thick. These guys can survive all winter in Iowa, and you probably see them now. You can see their footprints, but they have this beautiful long tail as well that helps keep them warm. And it's very similar to like a snow leopard. Yep, because they can curl up and they wrap around it. So they actually don't even sleep in their dens often. They can sleep right outside in the snow, and they just wrap up in the snow.
So kind of like how we use an extra jacket or a scarf, they're using the same thing.
Right.
With just using the fur on their
Just using
body.
their fur, and look at how thick it is.
Which do you think is thicker? This is a little more fine. Just so you know, it feels a little finer than.
And one thing you can notice too is they usually have 2 layers of fur. They have a shorter undercoat right under here that helps keep them warm, and then this overcoat which helps keep them dry. So in the snow, these outside hairs would keep them dry, and it wouldn't penetrate into
the red panda fur kind of feels like a raccoon type fur, and this feels more like a dog type fur.
Right. And fox stay warm very similar to snow leopards, and I think we have a couple of pictures of snow leopards that we were going to bring out. Snow leopards are kind of cool animals because they're also adapted for cold temperatures in northern Asia. They have that beautiful long tail that they'll wrap around themselves to help keep warm. That's how they'll sleep.
Now, did I hear the tail's as long as the body?
It is.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and their tail is extreme. So not only do they use it for balance, but warmth. And then the bottom of their paws are kind of cool because they have the fur inside their paws right there. It's like a snowshoe. So not only are they big, but it also helps insulate their paws when they're walking across snow and ice. And our tiger, you can't really see his fur very much
let Craig
on here.
zoom in on here because you can see the fur.
So this was just a mold that we took from our tiger, our live tiger, and you can see the fur on the bottom,
right above the goldie,
over here.
Who got that job?
Someone that doesn't work there anymore.
Right. Fortunately, it was during a vet exam, so we're all good.
So this is Goldie's from this year then?
Yep.
All right, that's pretty neat.
By the way, I put this thing on, I'm instantly hot. Just around my neck.
It's warm.
It's so warm.
Yeah.
It really is.
And then something that's kind of cool that I brought over here is our seal fur. So a lot of people, when you see the seals and sea lions at the zoo, it doesn't look like they have fur. It just looks like skin. It's actually a really thick layer of thin fur, and then it has oil in it. And the oil helps keep it dry. Keeps their fur dry, and then what they use is insulation, and so they have 4 inches of blubber under their skin, and so it's about the size of a granola bar underneath their blubber.
All right, we got to visualize this here. I want to see this here. So this is the skin of the seal here, and they have that much fat.
That's right. That's how they would keep warm. So polar bears, walruses, seals, sea lions have blubber that help keep them warm.
I had no idea.
Yep. And then penguins are kind of interesting too. I brought some penguin fur. They have different kinds of feathers. So this is the warm downy feathers.
There
They
you go.
have
Turn
a
toward the
layer
camera
of
here.
downy feathers that are underneath the outside feathers, and the outside feathers again help keep them dry.
So these all make sense, and you can tell by looking at them that they're warm. When I was driving in today, and we were talking about this earlier, the deer, and Tom was telling me that they have kind of the hollow hair that a lot of animals do, but still there's nothing there. And I was watching one this morning just eating 3 blades of grass. And I'm like, how can anything survive in this weather? They must feel pain differently than we do.
Well, and they have they're warm-blooded. So that just like we are, so they have they can regulate their body temperatures. It's just how much energy they use, and so can they find enough food to support the energy that they use. And they also have very thick fur too. If you've ever felt a deer pelt, it's shorter hair, but it's very thick.
Okay, interesting.
All right, we also have a hunk of giraffe pelt
And that was
here.
just to compare, so you can see giraffe cannot survive in the winter, and you can see the difference in their fur pelt compared to either this one or the fox or red
So that's
panda.
why these guys are inside?
That's why they're inside in the winter.
The giraffe garage.
There it is. Very tall garage.
Yes.
Yeah. Wonderful. All right, so let's get the particulars here. Thank you so much. This is really cool.
Yeah.
But tell us about the zoo. When's it open this week? Because some people are still in from out of town.
Right. If the zoo is open every day except Friday, so we're closed New Year's Day for the holiday, but otherwise we're open 10 to 4.
Yeah, there's a red panda we saw there in the lower right-hand corner of the photo there that we have right here.
Right there.
Okay.
Yep. And so red pandas would be out. Tigers, snow leopards will be outside. Seals and sea lions will be outside. Some of our other animals, like our tortoise and rhino, that cannot adapt to the cold weathers, they are inside, but you can still see them.
They have buildings just for them.
Now be careful when you go back out there, because Mayor County is there and he'll steal your furs from you.
His family's known for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. Well, good to see you. Have a
good to
happy
see you
Great
too.
information.
Thank you.
you.